Well, I want to tell you guys how pleased I am to be here today to show you what we have here as a software platform. But without getting into a lot of statements and thank yous and everything, I think because we're a little pressed for time, I'm going to jump right into things. For those of you that haven't heard of Exempt Logic, it's a platform that connects dealers and issuers together. And what it does is it provides a means for them to meet some of their regulatory obligations for reporting and compliance. It's something that really came out of the work that I had in my own business. So what I'm going to do is take you really quickly through kind of who I am to tell you why I built what I built here. I've been in the business securities industry for about 20 years. And when I came into the business, fell into the mutual fund industry before the MFDA. And we saw very quickly that we needed systems. And so we built systems. We had systems in place. The MFD came in and we saw a whole new structure put upon our firm for regulatory and compliance. Following that, we found our way into the portfolio management business. And roughly around the same time, saw that 45106 was released and saw that there was a real synergy for putting together qualified purchasers into private investments, private securities. In 2010, we were the only local registrant in the EMD category, and I found that we needed to get back to the drawing board. So sometime around 2009, we started putting some work into a platform, and that's where we are today. So I like to say, you know, we've been through a number of bubbles and a number of market corrections, and we see that the one thing that can give our customers confidence is, because those deals sometimes take a long time to close and to exit, is a statement, and so it is a sign. So the promise versus the reality in the exempt market, it's been a hard thing to deliver on, and we focused our software to give you that one piece of that one thing in the middle between the time you raise money, close the offering, and then hopefully exit that deal. So let's take a look. You know, back in 2003 to 2009, and I'm using that timeline because that's 45106 up until the point in which 31103 was put out in front of us. The statement I would make to most of my clients is that exempt market securities would give them the ability to have non-correlated returns. But you know, the 2008 recession in the U.S. and what transpired here in Canada showed us that economies really are something that we got to keep our eyes on, not the markets necessarily. So this is probably something we all can remember seeing on the CSA website when the 31103 came into being. And you can see I'm talking from a regulatory aspect because I really believe that your software platform has to work within that framework. And you can see from my background, I'm not a developer, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know the tech business, but I had to build something to solve my own problems in my own firm, and I think it made sense. So as of today, exempt market dealers are operating in a vacuum of information. They're not connected to each other, and they're often doing some of the same things twice. A dealer's doing one thing, you know, recording subscribers and creating lists of shareholders or security holders, whereas the share registry and the issuer is doing exactly the same thing. So what we wanted to do is tie those things together on a platform and remove some of the sales bottlenecks that go on when you're actually out on the street raising money. One of the hardest things to deal with is all the paper. So we've tried to tackle that issue and deal with the things that you're all going to be aware of is how do you keep track of those KYCs? Where are they in the file? Do you have a current one? And the offering documentation, has it changed? Is there new OMs, new sub-agreements? And not having a platform in this business is really hurting us. It really hurt the mutual fund industry, and then we saw FundServe come around the corner. That's what we're talking about here, something to allow us some competitive efficiencies so that we can all go out into the market and raise capital. One of our statements you can saw when I kind of started things off is we talked about the statement we have. We call it a cheeky statement of raise more, close faster, and get paid. The idea is to turn the whole cycle through a process that goes much quicker and meets all the regulatory requirements in all the jurisdictions for all of the salespeople, for all of the officers, and the issuers' reporting requirements therein. So that's one of the key aspects. I'll just take you back to this one though. You know, one of the major drivers though is how do you value something which is not not valued on the public markets. It's kind of hard. But you all know that your offerings will go through its regular audit process, and the governance functions will take place. There's no place for issuers to report those audit numbers, are there? Well, Exempt Logic would give you a platform to do that. And what we've done is tied it in quite nicely that once those values are updated, they trickle down to your client account statements. So we're trying to solve the bottlenecks not only in the sales side, but actually in the functional side of the industry. So we'll take us. Now we've got some videos. I'm not going to go live. I'm going to go to the videos that we've got available, and all those videos are available online. I know we're a little pressed for time here, but so we launched our beta back in October of 2012 last year, and so we've been working with issuers and dealers and getting feedback on how things operate. We've made some great improvements, and as of this month, May, we're launching now into the public space, and we've got some great people that are already signed on to do some work with us, and we're in the process of loading their data. So that data process is unique because every dealer has their own business model. They have the way they work with the issuers themselves, and then you have the issuers that have a number of wrinkles. And so the data process of collecting and uploading that into the system can be time consuming, but I think the value proposition here, you just can't be missed. We need something that tie ourselves together so we can share some information and create the kind of velocity to capital that I think would help the exempt market, but also the transparency that we might be lacking. And if any of you get my business cards today, you're going to have to hold them up to the light because you can see through them. Because that's what we're trying to do. It's a real key way of delivering the fact that we are trying to bring transparency to the people that are in the exempt market, not the individual subscribers that participate, but the dealers and the issuers themselves. So our software works with UDPs. UDPs can log in. They've got user rights. We deal with the compliance officers. They have the final trigger on transacting a sale, and you'll see that in one of the videos. So that means that all of the trades that go into Exempt Logic sit there and they wait until a compliance officer can take the time and review that trade to determine suitability. You can review the KYC. You can look at the sub-agreements. You can look at the offering again. You can look at all the documentation, look at the account, decide whether or not this is something that makes sense, and when he clicks that final button, the shareholder registry of the issuer is updated. And the issuer knows that something's coming in a courier. So that's kind of nice. Dealing representatives can log on and complete now their subscription agreements. If they're populated on our system, they can simply export subscriber data into the sub-agreements. They don't even have to be in the office to do that. They can do that on their iPad, do it on their computer, and in fact, they can have their client sign that form right in front of them at the kitchen table. So it's some great technology. We tie in the issuer governance and the issuer regulatory functions. You have to file your F1s in your jurisdiction where you pay commissions, and we make that information right on hand and easy for you to find and report on. If I'm moving too quick, you let me know, because I'll take you to one of the videos right now. This is our dealer features. Now, I don't know if we've got audio hooked into the laptop, do we? Perfect.
Only Exempt Logic's proprietary algorithm reduces your risk of non-compliant trades, while satisfying your requirements for client account reporting. Log into Exempt Logic to review the day's activity. View a pending transaction easily. Chief Compliance Officers can review the subscriber details, the associated KYC, or revisit the offering details. When you're satisfied the trade is suitable, simply click the Trade button and approve the transaction. Hold on, the KYC is missing. Exempt Logic reduces the risk of non-compliant trades. In Subscriber Details, easily upload or update KYC information and subscriber identification, such as driver's licenses, passports, and other forms of identification. Exempt Logic's proprietary algorithm compares your subscriber against Canada's Exempt Securities Rulebook. By entering your subscriber's postal code, you start the process. You stay on the right side of regulations and document your record keeping. Exempt Logic is a compliance tool that helps make dealer compliance more effective and more efficient.
Things that's really powerful. Here, man. There we go. One of the things that we really tried to focus on is building an algorithm that takes the all of the national instruments and the regulations, the exemptions themselves for the jurisdictions they're in, such as eligible in Newfoundland, Manitoba, Alberta, and so on, and tied that to the postal codes. So basically, wherever your subscriber lives, you're going to be filtering that subscriber against the available exemptions in that jurisdiction where they're buying. So we've really tried to make it easy, and we've set the validations in place that allow for us to filter and push that subscriber through a transaction process on our platform and flag them if all the key ingredients are not there, such as identification, updated KYC, maybe they're in the wrong jurisdiction, or maybe that offering that they want to subscribe to simply isn't available in that province. And so we tie those things together. Now for issuers, we also do something pretty nice, and I'll take you through that as well.
Only Exempt Logic allows issuers to manage the progress and keep accurate records of the information associated with their offering. Log into Exempt Logic to manage your offerings. Engage exempt market dealers easily. See who is offered a dealing agreement, who is actively selling, and who isn't. Or simply accept or revoke dealers on the platform. Communicate changes in securities pricing and distributions to your dealer network. Those changes will update client account statements in real time across the platform for every dealer. Watch your share registry to see when trades are approved by dealer compliance. Getting ready for a soft close? Produce a transaction report to get you started on filing your F1 exempt distribution report to regulators. See who purchased, from which jurisdiction, and through which dealer. Exempt Logic lets you track your deal.
Okay, so that's, in a nutshell, how the issuer functionality works is to provide the information to file those reports when you need to and see who's raising money, in what dealers, who needs some help, possibly by your wholesalers on the ground, and really tries to make it an efficient process. The next video that we have on functionality is now the reporting aspect, and we'll jump on that here.
Reporting is a fundamental requirement for securities issuers and dealers, and a key component of Exempt Logic. As a dealer, use Exempt Logic to easily create account statements or transaction confirmations. Simply use Exempt Logic Reports and choose Account Statements or Transaction Reports. Then, select the required dates you would like to report upon. Enter or select the client account number. Then simply click Download Report. You will instantly generate the statement or report in PDF, which can then be stored, emailed, or printed for any period and for any subscriber account. As an issuer, use Exempt Logic to make your F1 exempt distribution reports with ease. Simply use Exempt Logic's reports and choose the transaction or commission report you need. Then select the required dates you would like to report upon. Then simply click Download Report. You will instantly generate the report in PDF to see who purchased securities, in what jurisdiction, and who was paid a commission. Exempt Logic makes the complicated process of working with numerous dealers in numerous jurisdictions easy.
How are we doing for time there, Jeff? 2 minutes? Okay. Now, for those of you that want to sit down with me later on, we can go through this in real time on the live app. We got our obviously we've got security that you may want to ask about how that operates. But for those of us that want to take a look at this as how it works as a promotional platform for building more business, I'll take you through this one here.
Log in to Exempt Logic for your view of Canada's exempt securities market. View which dealing rep is raising money for your dealership or the status of their business. View which issuers are raising capital, who has been approved for sale, and see who is selling out. While viewing the available offerings, you might see something for which you'd like more information or wish to sell. To start the process of engaging an exempt market issuer, click on the offering name.
Then scroll to the Dealer Agreement section and simply click the button to Request a Dealer Agreement. Exempt Logic will send a request to that issuer, informing them of your interest in their offering. If all you want to do is follow up on a subscription or dig deeper into an account, Exempt Logic offers that too. Simply search subscribers by clicking on the Subscribers tab and locate the name of the subscriber. Here you'll find information relating to that subscriber, such as KYC information, related account numbers, and account identification like driver's licenses, passports, and country identification.
If you're interested in a particular account, choose Manage Accounts to locate the account number.
Simply click the account number. Here you'll find subscribers' roles such as signing authorities and transactions associated to this account. Exempt Logic makes record-keeping easy.
Canada's exempt securities market. It has been developed by issuers and dealers from across the country. Visit our YouTube channel to discover more features on Exempt Logic.
Okay. So you can just simply search us online if you want to see these videos again. As of May, we're coming out with our new pricing model. That was some of the feedback we got back from working with different parties in the industry. And what we're going to is, for those of us that want to participate with Exempt Logic and come on our platform, it's software as a service, which means everything's up in the cloud. You can access it wherever you are, 24/7. Now, it also allows us to continually update our software without having to give you time-consuming files that you need to update over the net or in the mail. So we're continually rolling out improvements to the software almost daily. Now, how does it work? Well, basically, what you're looking at for a basic account, you can sign on right now, and you'll find in your kits today you've got a postcard in there. That postcard allows you to take the promo code, create a user account for you on the platform, and enter that promo code in, and we'll be drawing once we hit that threshold of about 100 users, we'll be drawing for a free iPad. So if everybody here goes home as a dealer and creates a dealer account, if you are a dealer, then we'll probably hit that mark pretty quickly. Now, for a free account, we've got different profiles for different users, obviously. Compliance officers don't want to look at the same things that administrators want to deal with. And as dealing reps want to have different views as well. So we've got different user profiles with different rights and so on. We've also got the ability under a free platform, a free subscription, is to create your subscribers, create your accounts, and go in and then actually create the transactions. And if you don't have the offering that you need to report upon and to generate client statements, we can input that with you, or we can show you how to create your own offerings in order to do that. You can upload your Know Your Client, or we can import your Know Your Client form so that it can be electronically completed, and also identification. So you really all of your regulatory obligations as a dealer you can do under the free model. So, but by no means think that this isn't a valuable thing we're giving you. It is worth the efficiencies in your business. It's invaluable in that context. So. Where we will take you, though, is we'll take you to the connectivity of that application. So 6 months from now, when an issuer goes through an audit and the pricing change may trickle down into their unit value, you may not know that. You won't know that unless you are on the platform. And so we do have the ability for dealers to grow into the software and get that connectivity, so get the ongoing unit values, distribution updates, and a number of other features here. So under the premium model of Exempt Logic, what you get is you get all the basic features of being able to meet your obligations, but you also get the real-time sales data. So you can actually see how an offering is progressing. What I mean by that is when an offering starts to sell out, they often sell out fast. And that's a nice thing because often it means we're going to get paid soon. But it also means that if you are raising money and you've got a subscription form at the kitchen table, you don't know for sure whether there's any units left. And under the real-time sales data, if that offering is on the platform, you can see if there's anything. Ongoing security pricing and distribution reporting for your client account statements. 6 months from now, you want to know if that unit price is still $1 or if it's gone to $1.10, or if some of those offering costs and the operational expenses in that LP may have reduced that unit cost. And this is where we add value now when we give that statement to our clients, because they're able to say, oh, that's right. I do have an investment here with this guy, and I have an update, and it looks pretty good. Under the premium transaction fee model, you also have the ability to be public or private. What that means is under our system, you can basically operate on a hidden aspect, so other issuers may not see you on the platform. And as well, you may want to be public for that same reason. For the transaction fee basis, we're looking at 3% of gross dealer selling commissions on the platform for trades. So on a $100 commission, you're going to be paying Exempt Logic. You're going to get a bill in arrears monthly for 3%. As you cross the threshold, though, of what the comparable subscription fee would be, we'll notify you of that, and we'll move you over. Now, what are subscription fees to run on our platform? An annual subscription fee, if you have five reps or less, you're looking at about, basically for your basic users, your admin, compliance, dealing, and UDP, you're looking at $4.99 for a year. And then you're looking at $99 per rep. So an average 5-man firm is going to be paying us roughly around a little over $1,000. Now, as you scale up somewhere in the middle, we took sort of the maximum what we're going to be charging. Someone who has got 50 reps or more, well, we scale up that base node because we know you're going to have additional compliance officers, you're going to have certainly additional admin, and you're going to probably be looking for a lot more support from us. So we've got a $19.99 base on that with $49 per rep. So someone's going to be putting together a check for us monthly to use our service at 50 reps, roughly somewhere in the 50 at probably $5,000 a month. So now what does that save you, though? It saves you people. It really does, because if, as you see, you're not able to push a trade through the system unless it's meeting some of those validations. So you're saving yourself, or you're saving your compliance officer some key time, and your admin, and following up. And all this is done in the cloud in electronic form. So that's how our subscription process works. Now, in the Raise More conversation, who do we have signed up? Well, we're about to say we've got Rockspring Capital, we've got Walton, we've got Triview Capital, and as a dealer, and we've also got Tandem out of Calgary. And these are all people that have signed on, and we're in the process today of working with them in the data context. Now, as a dealer, you may be held to an obligation to report on client account statements pre-2009. Which means if you have a client that has an investment that you sold them back in 2004, 5, 6, and your firm is that registrant, is that business is still operating, your client account statements will have to reference those securities. We can work with you in that context to import all that data so that your client account statements are compliant. And that's a process we do, and that's why I say the data collection can take some time, but it certainly saves you. And it provides what I can only see as the only real solution in the marketplace today to produce client account statements and confirmations of transactions. So that's where we're standing with our current status. So now, next step for you guys. I would love it if you guys were take a look at that postcard that you have in your delegate kit. Take a read through. Again, we're just going to hit some of those points on the value proposition and what we're doing for dealers and issuers in the industry. But also go in and use that promo code and log into Exempt Logic, and the promo code is Streamline. And go to the site. This is the login box, and right here you're going to see a sign up just below the login. You just click that, and it'll walk you through the process of creating your dealer, your name, and then we can take you through and create your users on the platform. That starts the process, and that sums up my entire presentation. So this gives you a real quick look at Exempt Logic, shows you what we're able to do. There's a lot more that I'd love to show you about how the algorithm works and how the validations work, particularly on the exemption side, and how these things are created. But we can do that one-on-one, and I'm here for the balance of the day, and I'd love to talk to you about Exempt Logic further when you have a chance.